Do you guys agree with me with the Tariq Nasheed thing? That the only reason Tariq Nasheed is really hated by the left is because of the homophobia? I actually feel that way, you know? I genuinely feel that way. Because whenever I see Tariq Nasheed getting dunked on by the broader left, it's when he's being homophobic. But when he says something that is obviously racist with like race mixing, the only people who are dunking on him feel like they're normies, you know? Like regular, normal, center leaning people see that and they think it's disgusting, but the left won't touch it. Isn't that fucking weird? That's a little strange. Not to even speak of Ghazi Kodso, the fucking Black Hammer stuff, which, hey, there were people on the left defending. Didn't the TrueAnon pod do that? Or was that a joke that I'm misremembering? I don't know. I don't have the best memory. I don't know. Didn't they get outed as being abusive? Anybody who knew anything about that org, that should be plainly obvious. Okay, wait, one more black pill. I genuinely wonder sometimes if people on the left are under some kind of like collective spell that's inhibiting their reasoning, okay? Because I think sometimes people engage in the most obviously dogshit abusive behavior, and they'll get a pass for it politically from the left if they're a minority, especially women. Holy fucking mother of God, women. Oh my fucking God, women. Holy shit. You can get away with so much shit. So much obviously bad shit. Casually sexualizing people, harassing people, threatening people. And if you're a woman, people will just fucking their eyes will just glaze right over it. And I expect this from normies because I expect that your average normie is still kind of infested by this princess mentality, like this paternalistic sexism, chivalry, you know. But on the left, where we're supposed to be in with, you know, intersectional feminism, a lot of like we completely it gets ignored. And a lot of it too with like minority cause stuff. If you go look at anything from the Black Hammers, they're obviously bad. There's no question whatsoever at any point. But people. And it just makes me feel really bad, too, because I feel like they drag a lot of people down with them. Holy fuck, you know? Just like imagine that shit with normie bait, you know? Like think like normies, okay? Imagine you're a normie right now, okay? You have a Facebook account, all right? You're 32 years old. You really liked Obama, all right? But you thought that maybe Trump was better on I don't fucking know. Just imagine you're a normie, okay? Your favorite anime is Bleach. I don't know. Just that's who you are, okay? Now, how do you think it looks to this person, to you, that the only revolutionary black movement you've heard of in the past 5 years was the Black Hammers? Like, how does that look? You know? Like, that's the rep we're getting. Well, I'm not a black revolutionary, I'm a white revolutionary. So that's the look they're getting, I guess, you know? That's not great, okay? And it seems like so often the discourse gets completely dominated from these axes. Like, for example, the fact that a lot of people think socialists support China. Like, I'm not, I haven't stopped being mad about that. I'm still angry that your average person associates China with socialism. And why does that happen? Because there are two groups that associate China with socialism, okay? The US State Department and tankies. That's it. Those are the two groups that do it. It's the US State Department and tankies in agreement together, hand in hand, to treat China like it's socialist, which makes the rest of us look like absolute dog shit. Absolute fucking dog shit. And you know what? I don't even care about the State Department doing it, okay? They're evil, and they know why they're doing it, and they're girl boss gatekeep gaslighting, okay? They're living their best life, all right? I don't even care. They're doing what's in their material interest. But tankies? Why? Why? I don't think they're all being paid by the CIA. Jesus, Sonia. Thank you so much for the very kind 20 gifted tier 1 subs. Jesus. And you know what? A final point. Are you guys ready for it? My final black pill. It's you. There are over 1/3 people in my audience, and I can't control everything that you think. And I know for a fact that a lot of you are being moved to the right because of Professor Flowers and all that associated bullshit. I know that for a fucking fact. I know that when I have these conversations or debates, you see this and you think, wow, maybe the left really is that bad. I know. Yeah, you all can purity test as much as you want, but mathematically speaking, it is almost a guarantee that across my fan base, yeah, there are people who are a little like that. In fact, all I have to do is go to the comment section underneath that debate and find people who are being blackpilled on the left live. And I don't think that means I shouldn't cover this stuff. I think that's irresponsible. If covering stuff like this, if the truth means people get moved over to the right, I don't think that's an argument for me ignoring the problem. I don't think that means I should blind myself to it. I think that means we should, as leftists, work to make the left better than it is now. But yeah, if you take a look through the comment section, it is not particularly difficult to find examples of people who are very clearly getting, at the very least, disillusioned with the left. And I'm very disillusioned with the left. I am exceptionally disillusioned with the left, but it doesn't move me to the right. It just makes me think, with increasingly delusional vigor, that I am somehow the only person pushing an actionable, effective version of the left. I know that can't actually be true. There's no way that's true. That cannot possibly be the case, but it is very frustrating that anytime stuff like this happens, people only speak up in favor of the people with bad opinions, and they don't speak up in favor of me because I'm me. You understand this frustration, right? It's not about sinking into egotism. I try to channel it into this idea that, like, maybe I'm not the best, but I think I've got good arguments, and I'll push them forward as best as I can. But then people get mad at me for doing that because they think I overemphasize the existence of problems they don't want to talk about. Which, and I'm not blaming Carr for that, by the way. I do think it's important to frame this in context. Your average conservative would see these debates and think, oh my god, the left is as dangerous as Nazis. Or more dangerous, probably. So, it is important to contextualize all this information. It's just, yeah. Are there any in-person lefty spaces you can go to? That may legit help a lot. Oh, don't worry about it. If you go, guys, if you ever want to feel better about the left, go outside. In real life, activist spaces are so much better than anything you'll find online. In real life, they actually care about actionable goals. They're more personable because they're not hiding behind anonymity. And they're not all edgy teenagers trying to prove how much they don't agree with their parents on 9/11. Okay? It's so much better in person. But a lot of radicalization does take place online, and that's obviously where my content is. So I feel like this is where I should be focusing my efforts. The thing that would really make me happy, the thing that would really get me, you know, would be if I could ever see the normal left take my side on issues like this, specifically ones where I disagree with a member of a minority group. That would make me feel like maybe it's more actually ideological and not so much like, you know, unwillingness to directly regard something. But it always feels like the subtle, I mean, I'm a small content creator and I agree with you. And I love you, Riverboat Jack, and I love you. The problem is, and this is probably the worst part of it in terms of optics. The worst part of it in terms of optics is that the more the left denounces me for my takes on this, the more the overwhelming majority of people from minority communities believe the hype and assume that I'm some kind of Western chauvinist, anti-black, etc., 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 you know? So even though my positions are completely salient and they would probably agree with them, then other people don't want to associate with me because they think that it's tainted by some sort of general anti-minority stain, and that means there are fewer people who I actually agree with that I could talk to, you know? Which is why I appreciate Cars coming on, but does that make any sense? Reminds me of Mexi. Yeah, stuff like that too. It's like, damn, I can't disagree on like the worst elements of this stuff. Because if I do, people who would otherwise agree with me will side against me. And then like, well, what do I even do? What do I even do? You know? Well, what do I do? It's rough out here. Hey, by the way, I think for the most part, considering how often I get dogpiled by the rest of the left, I've got a pretty good attitude about stuff, okay? Don't overreact to me being a little bit melancholic from time to time when I'm tired, alright?